you're an Aquarius born January 20th to February 18th, what can you expect for the month of March 2020? Let's tune in and find out. So Aquarians, I just feel like this excitement of opening up to something new. So there may be something new that you're learning or choosing to study or to educate yourself on, or you just run across a new book, or but there's just this something new that you're into. And if you haven't started it already, I feel like you're going to start it this month. But there's this new idea, it's in conversation that you're anxious to get going with. And it could be any, and I'm not quite sure which area of your life in, but it's very stimulating and it's new and it's exciting for you. So absolutely do it, enjoy it. It could be anything, as well as like you're changing schools, you're moving from state to state, you're selling your house, you're trying a new program, you're implementing something new in your career, you're partnering with something new. There's so many different ways. It could even be around education in terms of like you're switching majors or you're actually like going to go back to school. So this new energy that it's at play, and it's a lighthearted energy because you love it, like you're super excited about this, and that energy is going to carry you and really make it a big thing, a good decision for you. So speaking of that, speaking of clarity, we have Mercury goes direct on Monday, March 9th, just in a couple of days, which essentially means that our communication, now those things that have been hidden from us are going to come out, right? We also have a full moon in Virgo, March 9th, which also means bringing things together like culmination, endings, or completion, right? So there's a lot of information that may be showing up next week, another piece of the puzzle that you needed, or something that was hidden from you that you weren't quite aware of, or it could even be something that you were looking for that is now found. So just know that there's this positive energy being infused into next week that's really going to support you. So let's see specifically how that might affect you guys. Well, for you, it's creativity. For you, especially around writing, creating, thinking, I just feel like your mind's going to be on fire. Just like, so if you waited to the last minute, you know, if you're in college and school and you've got a bunch of things to get done, I just feel like next week, like your brain is on fire. If you're a writer or you're in the literary world, also, I just see you like getting things done, pushing things forward, things that maybe you waited on. Now I just see this big push and acceptance. Like, so things that have been kind of waiting, all of a sudden things pick up and it gets done. So it's this really fast-paced energy that feels so good. Wow, really creative and really positive for you guys. So that full moon energy and the Mercury going direct really have an impact on your day-to-day getting things done. All right, let's look at your romantic relationships. So those of you that are in a coupled relationship, let's see what's in store for you. Leisurely time. I just see you being able to have leisure time with your partner, enjoyable, relaxing, looking at the stars. Like it's that kind of like, that kind of energy. So maybe even that you have a trip plan that you're going to be going someplace, and even if it's just nearby, it's an overnight, but it just feels like it's just, you're on a high with it. Now, whether that means that you're getting high or you're just on a high with it, but it's like easy and fun and nice and chill. And it really does bring a renewal to the relationship and just an ease that it hasn't been there. And I think it hasn't been there just because of stress. It just feels like you guys have been stressed out. Maybe you've been, in two different worlds. Maybe you've even been apart with travel. But it just feels like there's a reconnection coming back together and being really chill and really perfect. Okay, let's see single Aquarians, those of you that are interested in love, what's in store for you. You need to slow down. I just see you like out in front and being kind of a little too far out in front. And so whether that means you're so excited that you're pushing the relationship too fast, or you show up too early, or so, slow down, right? Getting ahead of yourself can mean a couple things. It can mean that, you see the spark and you dive in instead of waiting for a sign to actually see it. Because a lot of times, especially with people who are very intuitive, as Aquarians can be, or very creative as Aquarians can be, you can see the potential of something, but it may take somebody on the other side there a little bit longer to drop into it. If you're like connecting with a Taurus, it might be like, okay, I just need to wait a minute. I need to like give them a moment. Like they're more grounded energy, they're more earthen energy. And not that Taurus can't be intuitive, they can, but it's like they come about it differently. So you rushing in, they're like, what are you talking about? It hasn't clicked with them yet. So slow down, Just slow down and let the universe give you the sign. Let that person's actions give you the sign. And then you can be present to it, right? So it's just like slowing down, having fun. And by doing that, we'll just drop into your lap. I almost saw you like out front and everything, all the action happening behind you because you're so out in front. You're just so out there already, right? So Aquarians, you need to kind of pull your energy back so that you're on time. If that makes sense to you. And then everything will just come in beautifully. All right, so let's look at career and money for Aquarians. There may be a new job coming up for you that's kind of like out of left field. It could be a referral that comes into you, somebody recommending you, but it wasn't something you pursued. It's like it's brought to you. It's like, oh wow, I never even thought about that. So it's somebody who has you in mind, and then says this person is perfect for you. You know. So, and I also feel like it could be something that's part-time. So it's not like you have to quit one job to have the other, but it's something that's additional money and that makes it easy for you. So just know that there may be something that comes in very easy for you to make some additional money, and up to you whether you choose it or not, but you come highly recommended, which is good. All right, and then let's see anything else about money. You may have a little more, because this month is a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment, you may find yourself spending more money than you would in the past. So just be aware of that. I don't see you running out of money, but you know, you have sources to borrow money from as well. So I just feel like it could be a bigger month that you spend because of all the enjoyment that you want to have or the things that you want to do. But I don't see problems with the money at all. Let's look at your health. So I do feel like you're a little sensitive, Aquarians, to environment. So you do want to take the extra precautions, you know, with the washing of the hands and just sinuses and things like that, seasonal allergies. So I feel like, you know, you could be somebody, especially if you fly and things like that, just be a little more self-aware and of what's going on around you, and then taking extra self-care, just because I feel like you're a little sensitive. And drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, because I think that's really going to help you, especially if you're like going skiing, you know, high altitudes, you know how you can sometimes get nosebleeds or things like that. So just, you know, there's a product that I love called Oxygen Elements. I used to get really bad problems when I would go to high altitude, right? Altitude sickness, from bloody nose to stomach blowing up to, you know, throwing up, nauseous. And this Oxygen Elements, I would take it like a week before, a little bit odorless and tasteless in the water, and I have zero problems with altitude. So for those of you that are going from flat to altitude, try it. You know, if you're on other medications, check with your doctor. But I just found that that absolutely takes away any altitude problems. But stay hydrated is coming up, and just take care of yourself. But other than that, I'm not seeing any big scary things for you. All right. Anything unexpected for Aquarians? Just unexpectedly feeling deeper, feeling contentment, feeling happy, like, and just kind of like, wow, like I've kind of got everything that I want, like have this, and even if it's just a moment, but it really does feel like this connection of appreciation of all that you have. So just be present, be aware that you have that opportunity to really just feel gratitude. And it's just this unexpected, beautiful moment that happens where everything seems right with the world. All right, Aquarians, thank you so much for viewing and liking and sharing my intuitive astrology. I'm sorry I was a week late. I had no voice, so I couldn't talk, so I couldn't do this. I'm feeling, as you can see, much better now. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I look forward to seeing you again next month.